Hello everyone, I am in Thailand. The secret is out. So I am in Thailand long term, or as long as I can be here. I'm crossing the street, and I'm going to give you my dark thoughts and what I really think about TEFL as an industry. Teaching English as a foreign language. I'm going to just stick to a few today. I'm going to say the first one. So the first one, and I want to warn you guys about this, is that you're going to deal with crab mentality. So the thing about crab mentality is, you ever see crabs in a bucket, and when one starts to rise, the other crabs pull it down. So in this industry, there's a lot of insecurity where people, if they see you coming in creative, if they see you coming in killing it in the classroom, killing it, whatever it is, they're going to try to drag you down. So that's the first thing I want to talk about, and something you should be aware of. And you can't avoid it. You can't avoid it. And there's a lot of politics you're going to have to deal with, and you're going to have to deal with people trying to set you up for failure because they don't like that you're succeeding. They don't like that you're crushing it. They don't like it. So they got to find something they can nitpick. So you got to be prepared for that. The second thing, there's also going to be people that might try to sabotage you out of not necessarily crab mentality and such. They might just be jealous, right? They might just be jealous because compared to natives, they're making significantly less, right? That applies to Filipinos, that applies to Thais, Vietnamese, TAs, co-teachers, whoever it is. You know, they're gonna, they might be a little jealous because of the pay difference. So they don't necessarily try to set you up, these people, but they might, say some things here and there that create almost like a toxic environment. They might take shots, direct or indirect, because due to a pay difference. And you got to be prepared for that. So, number one, crab mentality with people who are coworkers. So they might try to drag you down. And this applies to, if they're American coworkers, it doesn't matter. You're going to find people that maybe have been there longer than you, and they'll try to drag you down. Number two, non-natives being jealous and showing toxicity because of the pay difference. And number three, it's not a vacation. A lot of people come here and they think it's a vacation, and the reality is it's not. It's not a vacation. It is work that you have to do, and there are expectations. Now, if you want to feel like it is a vacation, you need to go to a place that, has less demand. Like, there's not a lot of foreigners trying to live in that place. For example, like if you come to Thailand, you can't be saying, oh, let me try to find a job in Bangkok, right? Because if you go to Bangkok, then there's huge demand. A lot of foreigners want to live there. So they can have higher expectations. They can have a higher workload because so many people are desperate to live there. So if you want to avoid that, and you're still not going to avoid it completely, you should go to like the middle of nowhere, but then you're going to have to travel on your days off to, feel like you're on vacation. So even then, it doesn't feel like vacation. I mean, in Thailand, you have to be on campus the entire day, and then you got to teach your lessons, and there's a lot of administrative work, like where I am at now. Like, there's a lot of admin work, a lot of administrative work, and very high standards because of the place I'm actually at. So if you think it's going to be just vacation, you're wrong, and you're mistaken, and you're setting yourself up to basically do a midnight run. Why do you think there's such a high turnover? It's because people think that it's going to be like a vacation and easy and A, B, C, and that's what I teach, right? And it's never like that. Only the very absolute bottom of the barrel companies are like that. You know, they're the entry level now, you know, they have higher expectations. Most people are past the ABCs. Yeah, they can, you know, even in the entry level, there's some classes where people need to learn basics, but it's a little more advanced than just ABC. So you got to put in the work, and then documentation. You know, governments now have standards, right? So even if you're in the middle of nowhere, you got to remember that. And you're going to, you know, so yeah, they're looser in some areas because, you know, they're so desperate to get people in the middle of nowhere. But at the same time, they, you know, it's still a job, and it's not like complete. It's medium level intensity at least, you know. So long gone are the days of TEFL where it was easy 24/7, and you could still find those jobs that are like ABC and come into a classroom with no expectations. Um, but like I said, it's going to probably be in the middle of nowhere, and it's probably going to be under the table too. Like they're not even going to go through the visa process with you. But yeah, long gone are those days where it was easy to find a ridiculously easy job. Like in those cases, then it is like an extended vacation. But even today, like I said, once again, it's not a vacation. Like even if you get an entry level job today in the middle of nowhere, it's still going to have a good amount of admin work. You're still going to show up every day. You're going to be sweating your ass off, the whole thing. So keep these things in mind.